Hey Busch Gardens, have you finished the station music for Tigress yet?
Yes, I'm almost done.
Great. But remember, it's just the music for the station. No need to go too crazy with it.
Welcome back to Park Pals! Today, we're going to be continuing our quest to rank every theme park in the world.
Wow, how many have we done so far, Mia?
2.
Oh. Anyway, this week we're going to be ranking every single ride at Busch Gardens Tampa.
So Busch Gardens is a park that we feel doesn't get the recognition it deserves. It's owned by SeaWorld and it's a bit smaller than some of the bigger Cedar Fair and Six Flags parks. And I feel like even out of the two Busch Gardens, it's the littler brother of Busch Gardens Williamsburg.
But we're going to change that today, because despite its size and being only a few hours away from some of the biggest theme parks in the world in Orlando, Busch Gardens Tampa Bay can hold its own against these giants.
It's got a solid collection of rides. It's really good, and I'm going to uphold its honor.
So today we want to rank every single ride at the park, and we're going to do that by using our scientifically proven method and our tier list.
In our opinions, which are totally not biased.
No, we represent you.
Yes.
We think exactly what you join the hive mind.
The hive mind of Park Pals.
Do it.
Our first tier is worth 1 point, and it is called Not Even for a Walk-On.
These are rides that, even if we're walking past it and we don't see a line, we're probably just gonna keep walking by it. Like, they're not harming anybody at the park, but
there's a lot better things to do. So our first ride in this tier list is Air Grover, which, to be honest, I kind of forgot existed.
Yeah, I honestly didn't really even know this ride existed at the park. It's a little kiddie ride. It's not gonna harm anybody. Like, it's just there.
For the kids.
It's for the kids. If you're from Tampa, this might be your first roller coaster, so
congratulations, Air Grover.
You did something.
You did something.
But other than that, we have nothing else to say about this ride, so we're gonna keep moving.
So we're gonna move on to the next one, which is only for a walk-on, which is worth 2 points. If we're walking past this ride and we see there's no line, sure, why not?
Yeah. Not gonna wait a really long time for it, but we'll still ride these ones.
So the first ride in this category is Wild Surge, which is like a little baby drop tower. I do love the sensation of falling, as you know from our previous tier.
Yeah, falling is fun.
Yeah, falling is fun.
Mm-hmm. We should put that on a t-shirt. I would have that.
Falling is fun. Park Pals merch, link in a future description.
Link in a future description.
Yes.
What kind of merch do you want to see? Let us know in the comments.
Comment down below.
Bomb shirt.
Bomb shirt.
That's what I want. Anyway,
yeah.
Wild Surge. I forgot the name of it.
My only complaint with this one is why ride it when there is a better drop tower in the park. We'll get to that later. But I mean, if it's like no line and I'm in the mood, sure, why not? Like, let's
do it.
Let's do it.
That brings us to our next ride, the Sand Serpent.
Ooh, the Sand Serpent. The Wild Mouse.
You know, I know you don't really like Wild Mouse, Mia, but I think they're kind of fun. I mean, they're classic rides, so
I know they're.
Why don't you like Wild Mouse?
I know they're meant to be uncomfortable, but like they're just uncomfortable.
You don't like to get squashed against the side of a hard car?
Yeah, we drive like 6 hours to get here in a cramped car. Why do I want to cramp myself in a
look, we have a picture of us in this ride, like on the car. Look how happy you are, Mia.
I'm so happy. I mean, if there's no line, sure. If I'm in a silly, goofy mood.
On to the next one.
The Serengeti Express, the choo-choo train, which I will say it does have an upper hand on other trains at parks because you get to see cool animals.
Yes. Busch Gardens is also part zoo, which is one thing that separates it from other parks. So the train takes you back near the animal habitats. And Busch Gardens is also a really big park in terms of the land it takes up, so the train really helps you get back and forth.
Nice, relaxing choo-choo ride.
Up next, we have the Sky Ride.
It's been closed both times we've been there.
Yeah, we've never been able to go on it.
But
So
I want to go on it.
we're just assuming here what it's like, but we're putting it above the train because it gives you a view of the park from the sky.
From the sky.
Where the train, you're on the ground.
Yes.
I mean, what's better, the sky or the ground?
The sky.
Yeah. Up next, we have the Stanley Falls Log Flume. I bet you didn't know what that was called.
Yeah.
I didn't know what it was called.
It's called the janky old log flume.
This log flume,
Is janky.
it opened up in 1973 in a section of the park known as Stanleyville.
I did not. Who's Stanley?
We really like log flumes, even old ones. Somehow just the feeling of scraping on the bottom of a log flume
It's a good time.
shoot is a really good time. I don't know what it is. It may just be a green tube at this point. Really
Yeah.
not a lot of theming or any theming in it, but
Still a good time.
log flumes are fun.
Anyways, that completes every ride in the the tier list.
Next, we're moving on to a good time tier. Wow, this is going so much faster than the Kings Island
Yeah,
one.
there's Kings Island. It just has a butt ton of rides
We were stuck in the kiddie section of Kings Island
for so long.
for about probably like 20 minutes
I
in
know.
total. Check that video out up there. Anyway, we're on to a good time tier. These are rides that we would probably wait up to a half hour for.
They're just a good time. 3
Yeah.
points.
3 points towards the park. Some might expect this one to be a little bit higher, but I'm not putting this any higher.
It's Tigress.
Okay. I really want this ride to be higher because I really like the idea behind it. And I'm always excited to ride it whenever I go to Busch Gardens. Always when I get off of it. It just hurts.
I'm not angry, just disappointed and hurt.
Yeah, but the station music though.
Ooh.
That's part of the that's half the reason I even go into the station.
Yeah.
To ride the ride. It's just to listen to the music.
I will wait for the front or back a little longer if it means I get to listen to the station music one more time. It's the restraints. They're just not good restraints. I was giving Sand Serpent crap for being uncomfortable, but I think Tigress is way more uncomfortable
Yeah.
than Sand Serpent.
But you know what isn't uncomfortable? Subscribing to Park Pals. Look at this graph.
Sorry you had to see that.
Anyway, we are moving on to the Congo River Rapids.
Water rides, good time. Good time.
It's a very standard whitewater rapids ride.
I don't really remember a lot of theming, I could be wrong, but like,
But, I mean, these kinds of rides are always fun to just go on to.
Yeah.
And especially in Florida, where it's warm all year round, it's always, you know.
yes, always a little steamy.
Up next, we have
Scorpion!
Scorpion King.
Oh.
No, not him. Better than that bad CGI, this ride is deceptively fun.
It's really fun.
It's really fun.
It's
like-
really good for its age too. It's like it opened in the late 70s.
I know, you come up to it and you really, compared to some of the other rides that they have at Busch Gardens, I wouldn't expect this one to be up this high,
Yeah.
honestly, just because it looks really small, it's kind of packed away in a little corner.
It kind of looks like a carnival coaster.
Yeah, but then you go on it and it's
really fun.
It's really smooth.
Yes.
And really fun, which you don't expect.
The only problem though is that it does only have one train. So if the line is long, I'm like, I could ride something a little better, even though I love you, Scorpion. I just wish your capacity was a little better.
Yes, I am the serpent. I am the darkness.
Okay, Edgelord.
The Cobra's Curse. Ooh, spooky.
What even is the Cobra's Curse?
You spin.
Oh, that's not scary.
I love his voice, man. It doesn't fit him at all, but that makes it so much better.
Yes.
I like this ride.
The theming's good.
Theming on a budget,
Theming on a budget.
but really, it's a fun ride.
Attraction Ideas does a really good video analyzing the theming. Link in the description for Attraction Ideas. I love his videos. They're cool. I like his vibes.
Traction ideas.
If you're
We should
watching
do a collab. Now we're moving on to the big boys
The
of the
big
park.
boys.
We're getting into the
I'm getting back in line.
tier.
These are 4 points.
So the first ride we have in this tier is Kumba.
Kumba. It's
Kumba,
fun.
Kumba.
I like Kumba.
Kumba's really fun.
It's really
B&M, any ride they make is usually just going to be consistently good.
Yeah.
It's very loud in the
Very
back of the park.
It's a bit of a hike to get back there too.
Mhm.
But
I remember the first time we went, this was one of my favorite rides. I mean,
It's
clearly,
good.
except
Yeah.
at the top of the list.
it's
but
really good. It's really forceful.
Yeah.
it just like, whew, it's
There was
intense.
that weird conspiracy theory that was going around on like Twitter or something that Busch Gardens was planning on getting rid of Goomba.
And then like Busch Gardens replied like what the heck, guys? We didn't say this. We didn't say
What are you
anything."
talking about?
Yeah. But then people are like, technically, if you take out Goomba, there's like plenty of land for a Giga.
What if you put an animal on a roller coaster? Would they like it?
Like a monkey.
Would a monkey like it?
I mean, they went to space.
Would a monkey like a Giga coaster?
I don't know. I don't think.
If you
there has to be a big monkey to fit in like the clam shell.
If you made straps though for an elephant, put an elephant on a roller coaster, would they like it? Only one way to find out.
Busch Gardens, sponsor this.
Here's our idea for you. You make a coaster where you harness an elephant into a Giga coaster, and then you let someone sit on the back of the elephant. Nothing can go wrong.
Nothing can go wrong.
Up next we have Shakira. Shikra. I don't really know why it's spelled with a capital K.
I don't know. What does Shikra
Maybe
mean?
it's really like special K cereal. Yeah, what does Shikra mean? Let's look it up. The name Shikra is derived from the word Shikra, an Asian African hawk that is known to dive vertically for its prey.
I mean, I guess that makes sense, but like, why is the K capitalized?
Yeah, that's a good point. These are the questions of the universe.
Yeah.
But anyway, dive coasters are really fun.
It's just like so graceful. Because like Pumbaa, that's like intense, forceful. I feel like Shikra is just more of like a whew.
It's like a bird. Anyway, Montu. When we came to this park the first time,
We went on it like first thing, and then like a couple hours has passed, and our dad was like, "Hey, we should ride that one ride at the front of the park again. What was it called? Maka Poo Poo." And we're just like, "What?
Maka Poo Poo.
Maka Poo Poo?"
So, Busch Gardens, we're giving you all these great ideas today. You should make an elephant Giga coaster, and you should change the name of Montu to Maka Poo Poo.
I really like Montu. I'm a little biased because I've ridden Banshee more, but I think it's my second favorite V&M invert, and it's always like, every time I go on it, it's always longer than I expected. It's always just a nice surprise, and I just love the diving into the tunnels. Like, it's like you're going into the tomb of Maka Poo Poo.
The Maka Poo Poo tube.
Maka Poo Poo tomb.
Up next, we have Cheetah Hunt.
It's just good, intimate fun.
Yeah, good job, Intamin.
Good
You're
job.
fun.
It's like a journey, which as you know from our Kings Island ranking, we really like going on journeys during a ride.
Yeah, but it has really good launches,
Yes.
and of all the launch coasters in Florida that take you on a journey,
This is the second best one.
yeah, it's not bad being the second best launching ride that takes someone on a journey in Florida when you spent $20 million on your ride
Compared
to $300 million on Hagrid's. Anyway, it takes you out over like the antelopes.
Yes, because you're a cheetah hunting. It's always a long line though, sadly.
Our favorite ride, other than the one you know is going to be at the top, it's Falcon's Fury.
I love this
I
one.
love this ride so much.
good.
And you're like, really? A flat ride? You're gonna put it up
Here's a-
at the top
Okay.
of I'm getting back in line here?
We love falling. You know this.
Yes.
But now, this beautiful creature takes you up, turns you on your stomach, and then drops you. That just like,
It's so fun. There's something about it. And not to mention, it's huge.
It's huge.
massive. It's the Kings Island drop tower is
also huge.
it's also huge, but it only has a drop of 264 feet, while this one has a drop of 310 feet. It's almost 50 feet higher.
And you feel it.
And you feel it
You feel it.
when you're up at the top, especially when you're up at the top facing the ground directly.
Yes. I feel like this is like one of the closest things you can get to skydiving without skydiving.
Mhm.
I feel like it scares a lot of people, so it always has a smaller line than
Yeah, every time we
Yeah.
go,
It's
it's
a walk-on.
always usually a walk-on, which is
Yeah.
crazy for being one of the best rides at the park.
Yeah. And I just love it's like good people watching too. If
Mm.
there are other people in line,
People are freaking out.
they're freaking out, especially if the person, like, there's usually someone who like drags their friend on, but they don't tell them that.
It tilts
When
forward.
they come back down, the person's just like,
What just happened?
and like, it's pull up, but you can hear people screaming at the top, and I just love that.
We have made it to the best ride at Busch Gardens. You know what it is.
Iron
Gwazi.
Oh.
Oh, it's so good.
It's so good. This is worth 5 points, by the way.
Yeah.
I will say, it's been a hot 4 years since I've ridden Steel Vengeance, but hear me out. I think I like Iron Gwazi better. Like, I know Steel Vengeance is longer, but Iron Gwazi just packs that punch in just that little amount of time. You get off of it, you need to ride it like 5 different times to just like comprehend.
Just to realize what happened to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's so violent in like the best way possible.
Steel Vengeance has some downtime in between each of the elements, where this one, there is no downtime at all. You're jumping from one element to the next, twisting around. It's so violent in a good way.
It's like the Mosasaurus roll on Velocicoaster, but like every element feels
every element is that.
Every element is that. I know people joke on it because we had to wait so long for it, but it was honestly part of the enjoyment was just finally getting to ride it after all that wait.
You can't have a bad experience on this ride. No matter, even if you're in the middle, you're gonna have a great time. Yeah.
Anyways.
So there you have it.
There you have it.
Best ride.
Best ride. So
Iron Gwazi. You knew it was gonna be Iron Gwazi.
Yeah.
But
surprise.
Surprise.
So that leaves us with the theming of the park.
And it's a really nice park. We're giving the theming a 4, which we gave Kings Island a 3. We're bringing it up to a 4, mostly because it's a zoo as well. So in between all of the rides, there are animal enclosures. Like when you first walk in, there are a bunch of crocodiles and alligators there. So park.
It's nice. There's good theming. The rides have good theming. The park is just really nice.
So the final score of the park is... 52! Now, I know that theme's a lot smaller than our Kings Island one, which was 87.
87.
We had 87 for Kings Island.
Do keep in mind, though, that Kings Island has probably like 5 times...
Well, just look at these 2 tier lists next to each other.
It's like Kings Island is
how many more rides Kings Island has. So we wanted to find out the average score of each ride. So the park average for Busch Gardens
is 3.06, which that's pretty good. The average ride is a 3, a good time.
Yeah. Comparing it to Kings Island, which we had an average score of 2.23, which is still good considering most of those rides are kid rides. Like it just skews it a little bit because there are more rides we're not as interested in just because they're for kids.
So there you have it. That was our final ranking of every ride at Busch Gardens. What do you think about it? Do you agree with our list, or do you think it's full of baloney? Comment down below.
Yeah, if you like this video, be sure to check out our Kings Island ranking up there.
Also, make sure to give it a like and subscribe. We would really appreciate that. If only if you want. I mean, it would be nice. You know.
No, you should do it. Bye!